I've been walking with the Lord for a little bit over 4 years now. I've just kind of been reflecting on this time, and I wanted to share some of these thoughts with you guys. I mean, there's been so much I've learned and so much I've experienced during this time. In the first couple of years, I would say that it sort of felt like I was a baby. Like I was like this infant and I couldn't walk. I couldn't chew on any solid foods, right? I was just this like brand new like baby Christian. I would say like more recently, like in the last year and a half, I've felt more like a toddler in my faith. Like I've begun to take like baby steps and start like slowly walking, and I begin to like chew on softer foods. I would say that some of the biggest sort of breakthroughs in my mind have been a deeper understanding of who God is as like my father, and being able to more rightly understand his tone as a father, if that makes any sense. Because I think like when I first started walking with him, I sort of had like an imagined tone of how God would speak and how sort of like his personality is. It was just like a preconceived idea from culture, how the world says God is. This like ruler that is like kind of like harsh and has like a tight rein on everyone and kind of gets upset easily. That's the sort of tone I had in my head. But then as I grew older with him and like spent more and more time with him, it was sort of like revealed to me the true nature of like who he is and like his real tone, which is like much more soft and like super loving and like playful and just like very caring. It's so hard to explain. It's honestly something you just have to like experience, and that only comes from like spending time with him, like quality time with him, like consistently. And so understanding more of like his true tone, I would say, has been one of the biggest breakthroughs. Although it wasn't like all at once, it was definitely like a process, but it's been the most beneficial to me because like through understanding him more rightly, I guess, I understand like how he sees me rightly, and that sort of impacts me completely as a person, and you know, changes the way that I interact and experience the world. So that's been something that's been like great over the last 4 years. But on the flip side, there is like something I've struggled with over the last 4 years. I would say that like throughout the 4 years, I've experienced like this sort of like consistent frustration with where I'm at in my walk. I always feel like I should like be so much further, or you know, I should know so much more. And I think maybe it's like out of, I don't know, I wouldn't say insecurity. It's not like I'm insecure about it, but I never feel like satisfied with where I am. I'm always like, oh man, like I'm lacking in some area. It's been like that like consistently like throughout my entire walk, I feel like. And it wasn't until recently where I had hit 4 years of walking with the Lord, and when like I should have been feeling like excited and like, oh, like that's great, like it's been 4 years, I felt like pretty down and discouraged, because what I was thinking and what I had been feeling was, it's been 4 years of walking with the Lord and it doesn't feel like I'm where I need to be. You know, it feels like I should be like much further. Like 4 years is such a long time. Like I should know so much. I should have a much deeper maturity. There's still so much I don't know, and there's still so much I'm lacking in, and I feel like I should be much more mature by this point. And then I sort of had this realization: if you had a 4-year-old kid walk up to you all frustrated and they were like, I don't understand, I've been alive for 4 whole years, there's so much more I should know, there's so much more I should understand, you know, I'm just like so frustrated. You'd be like, no, like you're a 4-year-old kid, like that doesn't make any sense. Like you don't expect them to know like a whole bunch because they're 4, they're like brand new to the world. And in the same sense, it's like I have to like allow myself that sort of grace of like, no, like you're 4 years old in your walk with the Lord. I'm so infinitely dumb in so many ways, and that's completely fine. Let's say like, Lord willing, I live another 60 years, I live a full life. 4 years compared to the next like 60 is like such a fraction of a number, right? I shouldn't beat myself up over the things I don't know, and instead I'm sort of turning it into something of like, oh, I can look forward to the next 60 years to learn and to grow and to mature, and that's just like part of this journey and this like walk with God. What was this sort of like discouragement and this thing that I was like upset about, the Lord's kind of been able to like turn into this thing that I can now be excited for. And so at the end of the day, one of the biggest parts of life is this pursuit of knowledge and wisdom. So I'm just learning to slow down and to enjoy the current spot that I'm at in my walk, and I'm learning not to put so many expectations on my walk with the Lord.